Hey guys, it's Antonio from Team Empire. This is my deck profile for getting 14th place with Mushiking at the Game Guys, is this Invitational?
I think it's called the Nexus circuit.
Game Guys Nexus circuit.
Yeah.
This is really the first tournament they did. Early on, I didn't think I was going to be 14th, but here I am, 14th, and let's get into the deck profile. Starting off, this is going to be the ride line. Ride line is going to be starting with the grade 0 Mushi. When this unit is rode upon, you get by grade 1 Mushi, you get the crest. And going into the crest, the effect reads as follows. Whenever you make the crest, you then search your deck for to 3 orders. It's going to be a punching, a cutting, and a throwing attack, basically rock, paper, scissors. Their grades being grade 3, grade 2, and grade 1. Once you find those orders, you put them into the order zone, shuffle the deck, then cut. Then you get to use the crest ability, which is an act once per turn. Soul Blasting 1, you then get to check the top 5 cards of your deck and add up to 1 Mushi unit or order to your hand. And you're able to do that as long as you have Soul every turn, once per turn. Aside from the 0 and crest, we'll go into the grade 1. The entire Ryland entire units don't have skills. We have the grade 1, Flat Stag Beetle. There's nothing much to say. Grade 2, we have the Neptune Beetle. And for the grade 3, our main boy is I forget how to say this, Tarundus Stag Beetle.
Well done.
And this is the ride line. I'm not really going to speak about the skills until we get to the orders.
Because the ride line correlates with the orders, right?
They do correlate, and right now, without the orders, all the Mushi units are just vanilla monsters. So let's go in. So here is the main Mushi package for the deck. I run Japanese Beetle as a 4 of, Perry Stag Beetle as a 4 of, and the Persona Ride as a 3 of, because you win a Persona Ride. It's the funny mechanic in Overdress, and you always want to do it. The skills that the units will be using correlate to the orders, with the grade 1 being Super Tornado Throw, which the way how you get your power in the big gimmick of Mushi is based off their skills, their move, their finishing attack, and what type they are. So since Japanese Beetle is a grade 1, it's going to correlate with a grade 1 order. And the grade 1 order reads as follows. Let me grab this so I can read. When the attack is used, perform all the following according to the attacking unit. Skill, 80 or greater. Attacking unit gets +5 on a turn. If my finishing attack is throwing, which is the blue hand, which it is, it gets to the +5 on a turn. And if my finishing attack is Tornado Throw, which it is, another +5. So whenever I swing, on grade 1, it will always be a 23k. It'll always get 15k no matter what. And the additional effects, which is a CB2 cost, it reads as CB2, discard a copy of this order from my hand, and this unit then performs a singular drive check. This is just a nice way to have hand early on. If I'm going second and for some reason, or I'm going first and going into my second ride up, I get crit sacked and I have an extra CB, I can choose to immediately call this down, pay cost, do 2 drives with Vanguard and Rearguard. It allows me to get a lot of pressure, a lot of cards in my hand, and I can make some annoying columns that the opponent doesn't want to have to risk dropping, so they'll have to take the hit.
Would you say this is probably like one of the strongest parts of the deck?
This is the strongest part of the deck.
Yeah.
Aside from the Vanguard, this is the best rearguard in the package of the entire Mushis, just for the fact of having the pressure of the drive check.
And a very magic number early, right?
Just going from a 23 early on to having a booster, a 31 to a 28, which just, it's either going to be drop 2 or more to guard it, PG it, or take it and hope to God it's not a crit or something else dangerous.
Yeah.
Going to the grade 2, the Perry Stag Beetle, we use Rolling Clutch Hold. The Rolling Clutch Hold, I will fast forward the effects from the first grade 1. Skill is 50 or greater. His skill is 60 or greater, so he gets the effect. He gets +5. His finishing attack is pinching, which it is. He gets another +5. And his final effect, I get the Soul Blast 1, and then choose the following. Perform the following. I choose one of my opponent's rear guards, and it cannot intercept for the rest of the turn, and it cannot stand during my opponent's next stand phase. And if I discard another copy of this, I get to do that same effect to another unit. So this is a really, we have this as an extra one of, since we're always going to be getting rid of one of whenever we get to our first grade 1. So I have one extra copy of it. If I have the soul to be able to do it, it's nice to be able to pitch, choose 2 targets, can't stand, can't intercept. It could win you a game, or it could stall the opponent, depending on what you're stunning, that they can't restand or can't use for a boost. It may or may not decide the match from that point. But most of the time, this will just be kind of swinging for a 20k column, or 20k beater, and that's it.
Well, and you use most of your soul in your crest, right?
Yeah, most of the soul is going to be used for the crest. So unless I have ways to get soul, and I have extra soul to use, I won't use the grade 2 ability. I'll just use it for power, since the crest takes precedence in being able to thin my deck and get key pieces to be able to continue to combo off. Going off to my grade 3, we have the order Machine Gun Punches, a hidden attack. With the Vanguard skill being 30, the requirement for this one is 20 or greater. And so it'll be getting a 10k every turn when it swings. And the additional effect is, at the end of the battle, Counterblast 1, stay in this unit, and then get Drive -2. And then if I pitch a copy of this card, it gets Drive +1. So it allows the deck to have multi-attack with the restanding Vanguard, doing at least 2 drive to 1 drive, or at least 2 drive to another attack, even if you're not doing any drive checks. If your numbers are big enough, that's still really annoying. It just becomes another number you have to guard, otherwise you go up to a really high number. And to emphasize this, one of the key pieces that coincides really well with the grade 3 ability, the order specifically, is Gather Upon Me, Ye Wandering Souls. It's a grade 2 order, cost, play it by discarding an order card from hand, and my Vanguard gets Drive +1. This is really good considering the fact my Vanguard already will restand. So just being able to first grade 3, pitch this, another order, or the same order, swing for 3 checks, CB1, -2, restand for 1 drive, or if I have this, go up to back to twin drive. It just allows me to do 5 checks in total in the turn. It gives a lot of pressure that the opponent more than likely will have to take, or pray that they can guard everything and they don't get punished for guarding everything. It's just really scary. Even if I have a small hand going into doing a 23k, 28k Vanguard swing for 3 checks, that will be 2 checks, the opponent more than likely will have to take one of those swings.
How difficult is it to manage using this while also like having an order to discard?
That is a little easy, I would say. My precedence for using this was Mushi first and then this second. Mm-hmm. If I have an extra order that if I have an extra copy of the grade 3 and the grade 1 that I need to use for the units in this in no other order, I will not use this and would rather be able to do 3 checks and the additional check with the
multi-attack, right?
With the rear guard.
Okay.
Just being able to, if I have Elementary in hand, which because it's a blitz order, it is an order, I can pitch that for cost. It's not a good feeling, it's not fun, but you can always do that.
Right.
But this is a nice plus to your extra drive, to your restanding Vanguard. Mm-hmm. That if it comes down to and you have to pitch it for cost for PG, pitch it. You want to be able to use your abilities as much as possible. This is just a little extra, a little nice package. Moving on. Ways we have soul to be able to use our crest are going to be 4 mushroom and 1 cat. We use 4 mushroom mainly to increase our soul and also have beaters, since a lot of our numbers are going to be swinging for 23, 20, 23. Just having a token in the back row to make that 23 to 28, that 20 to 25 Going grade 2 at 25k, really annoying to deal with. Even grade 3, just having a 5k token in the back row for Vanguard and Rear Guard being 28, 28, it's a very annoying number. And we play one copy of the cat just for the effect of having a shield. And if we don't see any of these, but we see this, we can always call it down, be able to soul charge and continue to use the crest ability to thin more and just have triggers left in deck. Next we'll move on to our PGs. I run 3 effect PGs and 1 Elementaria. It is really imperative if you're going to play Mushiking with this build to have Elementaria, with the fact that it can be free with triple drive, but because it is a blitz order, you can use it for your grade 3, your grade 2 Gather Upon Me. If you ever can get to the chance where you're probably going to win or you need to win on this turn, you can always pitch this for cost and swing, and you won't be screwed because you don't have an order. It's really good to have. And from that, start off on heal triggers. I just play 4 regular heal triggers, no effects. If you have effect ones or run the multi-attack as a 1 of or 2 of restanding. But 4 heals.
Is there a reason why you didn't play some of the restanding heals?
I probably just forgot to add them in. I have them at home.
Fair, fair.
Honestly, running vanilla heal works. It's still a base 15 rather than a 10 to a 25. So it comes up to, do you see a lot of decks that you face up against with restanding?
Gotcha.
If you do, add 1 or 2. But if not, vanilla's okay. Then I play 3 copies of the draw trigger. You need to draw on this deck. Drawing it into your pieces is really critical. That's why we do 5 drives. With 5 drives and draw triggers, that's more cards in hand to pop off. And from that, we do 8 crits. Ignore the ratios. This is what I had. I did not care to have them matching because I don't care. So we run 8 crit. Being able to check multiple crits, put them on all of our units, and swing for big numbers is really funny and really cool. And for our over trigger, we play Bless Favor because Bless Favor is really funny and really cool. And that is everything for the deck profile. I hope you enjoyed my explanation, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye-bye.